That time of year, time to get out the snow pants and boots and hit the slopes. But for one local snowboarder, those slopes are about to get much bigger. Joining us again is Dennae Russell, a cancer survivor and adaptive professional snowboarder. Welcome back, Dennae. Thank you. So really quickly, recap for us, kind of how we got to where you are today.
Yes, so I went to a random ski spec event and the coaches saw me there. I got invited to the DO tour. I went to Canada that winter, and then since then I've just been working to get enough money, and now this winter I'm going to Europe for a month.
Wow.
And then I'll get back and hopefully be able to go to Canada as well for more races, and this is all with the International Paralympic Committee race circuit. So
That's amazing.
It's huge and very nerve-wracking, but so fun.
So you have a love for snowboarding, you always have, despite,
Yes.
Life's challenges. So what is it like, now being able to do all of this with snowboarding? Did you ever imagine that you'd be able to do this?
Not really, but once I started, I realized that the possibilities were endless. I have the motivation and drive and ability, and so really whatever I set my sights on, I can do, and everything that I've wanted to do since becoming an amputee, I've done, so I know that I can just keep going.
That is so cool. So next stop, Europe. You leave in just a few days. Tell us a little bit about what that adventure is going to look like.
Yeah, so that'll be a whole month-long journey. We're going to be in Austria, Germany, the Netherlands, and Finland. So it's definitely the furthest I've gone for snowboarding, and I'm so excited for all of it. And I'm going to be with amazing people too, so that just tops it off.
And so what is kind of like the training in those races? What do those look like?
Yeah, so the courses, I will be on border cross courses and bank slalom courses, so both are a little bit different. And yeah, so we're gonna do training camps while I'm over there, but also the actual competitions as well. So it'll be a nice mix of learning and growing and
You'll
competing.
be busy.
Yes, yes.
That's so amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dennae, and we will definitely keep an eye on your adventures.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, establishing a solid internet connection is a problem in rural America. The federal government says it wants to reconnect residents living in these communities through broadband expansion. Our Washington News Bureau's Nicole Newman explains.
If you live in a rural area.
Training center. Shoot.
Welcome back. Almost 2 million people were expected to get cancer just this year, a life-changing diagnosis. But for one local woman, that diagnosis almost 10 years ago didn't stop her from pursuing some outstanding goals. Joining us now is Dennae Russell, a cancer survivor with a passion for snowboarding. Thank you for joining us, Dennae.
Thank you for having me.
So to start off with, just tell us a little bit about what life kind of threw your way about 10 years ago.
Yeah, so in 2013, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, which is a bone cancer. So I went through a little over a year of chemotherapy, and halfway through that, I did a limb salvage surgery. So they took my fibula out of my left leg, put it in my right leg where the cancerous tibia was, and that lasted almost 3 years, but I was using a cane or crutches pretty much that whole time and really wasn't able to fully live my life.
Right.
So finally they discovered that the bones were deteriorating in there, and so they gave me some options for a metal rod for my tibia up to a knee replacement, but I would have to keep having to have surgeries, and my number one question through everything was, can I snowboard again? Can I snowboard again? No. Can I snowboard again? No. So I was like, well, I saw amputees snowboarding, and I know that that's a possibility, so I just was like, will you just cut my leg off already so I can get on with my life? So I know that for some, that kind of seems like a death sentence to lose a whole limb, but for me, it really gave me my life back, which was awesome.
That's so great to hear. So tell me a little bit about, relearning your favorite thing to do, snowboarding, and what that was like, really getting back into that after kind of a life-changing thing.
Yes, I quickly realized that I had the ability to do everything I wanted to do. I have the drive and motivation, but the one thing standing in my way was the funds to be able to get the adaptive equipment. You have to have certain things to be able to do the snowboarding. So in order to get the adaptive equipment, you have to have money. So I finally got a snowboarding leg specifically for snowboarding.
Wow.
And that changed everything. Like I'm actually a better snowboarder now than I was pre-amputation.
That's so cool, though.
I definitely try a lot harder and work at it a lot more, but I've
Right.
like passed that level of like my talent pre-amputation, and now it is the most natural thing I do. When I'm on snow, I don't even feel like an amputee, whereas everything else I do, it's kind of like very obvious. It's a little bit of a struggle. I mean, it's fine. I'm
Right.
good with it, but snowboarding is that one release where I can just be me and just feel like there's
so
nothing
amazing,
holding me back.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, you guys, here in just a few minutes, she's going to join us again, and she's going to talk more about where her passion for snowboarding has taken her and where it's going to take her next. Plus,